In today's episode, I'm going to share with you why you should celebrate your wins, even the small ones. Hey everyone, welcome back to Observeday. I am Wisdom, and today we're diving into a topic close to my heart celebrating your wins, even the small ones. Now, whether it's finishing a tough week, reaching a goal, or just making it through the day, you deserve to acknowledge yourself. Now, why is this even important? Now, we are often taught to wait for the big milestones, the promotions, weddings, graduations before we celebrate. But life is full of smaller victories that deserve just as much attention. Well, why small wins? Why do they even matter? You ask. Now, I know you might already know that, but I'll tell you. That's why I'm here. The number one reason is they build momentum, right? Celebrating your little wins creates positive energy and motivation to keep going. The other reason is they improve your confidence, right? When you look back and you spend some time to acknowledge the progress you made, no matter how minor, it reminds you of your capabilities. That it reminds you that if you keep going, how much more progress you'll be able to make. Number three is they help you stay present. Now, instead of waiting for the next big thing, you appreciate the year and the now. Because oftentimes we're always like, oh, if I get a promotion, if I do this, if I do that, if I do this, which there's nothing wrong with all those things. But sometimes you have to just be here and now. Say, okay, yeah, I was able to complete my research paper. I was able to uh, register the business name. These are my little small wins. You should celebrate them. It gets you to be in the moment. So not like, oh, in the future when I make it. No, right now you've made something. Celebrate it. Okay. So what's the question you'll be asking as well? How do I know what I should count as a win or not count as a win? What I should celebrate or not celebrate? Well, the first thing is anything that moves you forward, makes you proud, or just makes your day better. There are a lot of things fall into that list. Okay. So I'll give you some examples just to get help you understand it better. So the first thing is if you complete a workout, that's a win. Celebrate it, right? If you sent a difficult email, that's an email you've been postponing because you've been scared or, or for some reason you've been afraid. Celebrate it, right? If you were able to muster up the courage to speak up in the meeting, that's a win. Celebrate it. If you had a situation that was chaotic and was so much pressure and so much chaos that you were able to manage to keep your cool under pressure, celebrate it. That's a win. Now, if you were able to get out of bed on a tough day, right, despite the day being tough, you're able to get out of bed and get stuff done, celebrate it. That's a win. Now, there's so many other examples of things that are small wins, right? Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can celebrate your wins. The first thing is treat yourself. Now, what does treat yourself mean? You could enjoy a favorite snack or drink. You could take a break and just savor the moment. You could buy yourself something small but meaningful, right? You could buy yourself a key holder, something, just something for yourself, right? You could share it, right? You could call or text a friend to share your good news. You could post about it on social media. You could write it in a journal to look back on later, right? So if you don't feel comfortable feeling like, oh, I don't really want to share my stuff out there, right? You could write it in a journal and look back on it later. Now, another thing you could do is you could write a letter to your future self 3 months, 6 months, 1 year from now, and just talking about the win. And what happens is that on the website called futureme.org, something like that, right? you you write a letter and it will get sent to your email on the date you set it to be delivered. And so what happens is that imagine for 6 months from now, 3 months from now, you get a message from your past self telling you, encouraging you to keep going and just talking about all those things. It's really fun and it's a nice idea. Now, of course, you can write it in your journal, but days busy and so many things happening that we don't even remember to go back and try to flip back and look at the journal. Even writing the journal in the first place is a significant accomplishment. The third thing you could do is you want to mark it, right? So you want to light a candle, you want to play a song that makes you feel accomplished, you want to do a little happy dance. Yes, really. Yeah, a dance, right? So it doesn't have to be quote unquote a big party or any of those things, right? You play your favorite song and just dance. And yeah, that's you celebrating it, right? And so another fun idea you could do is you could create a wind jar. Now, what is a wind jar? Well, it's a fun idea where you keep a jar and fill it with slips of paper noting each win, right? So if every time you have a small win, you write it down, right? You write it down. You could have some special things you want to write down in the notes and just put it in a jar, right? And every time you have a win. Now, if you keep doing this practice in a day, you should have a lot of wins, right? If you keep noticing it, because there's so many wins, right? And you just put it in the jar and you put it in the jar. At the end of the month or year, you read through them and remember how far you've come. Yeah, it is very exciting because now people is like reflect. So people always tell you reflect, but we're like, what do I reflect on? Right? But when you've written these small wins, you write them on the paper, fold it and put it in the jar, right? You fold it, put it in the jar. And so when it's time for you to reflect, probably your birthday or your half birthday, what happens is you just sit there and you open the jar and you start reading every one of them. Just spend some time and say, yeah, that's true. I was applying for the job. It was a big deal for me. Now I've gotten the job. Oh, yeah. Or maybe I didn't get the job, but I was able to do my first application. I learned something. And so you have a lot of things to reflect on rather than just telling you reflect. So it's a fun practice you can adopt if you like. And so on a final note, stop waiting for permission. You've earned the right to celebrate yourself today and every day. So every step forward counts, and you should start noticing the wins, start paying attention to the small things. If you tried any of these tips, I'd love to know what you're celebrating. Share your wins with me. Until next time, keep finding joy in all your victories, big and small. You've been listening to Wisdom Okonkwo, and I am the host of the Observeday podcast. Until next time, see you in the next episode.